Welcome to Inside Ambition, a casual news show here in my bedroom where we talk about all things Drexel. I'm your host, Alexandra George, and I know that it seems like all the days are blurring together here in quarantine, but you know what? Today's a good day. The sun is shining, the tank is clean. What am I saying? There's no tank. What are we supposed to be talking about? Today's a good day, the sun is shining, and Drexel's being sued. Drexel's being sued? Wow, someone finally did it. I mean, as a Drexel student myself, I'm a little too familiar with the infamous Drexel shaft. For a while there, we even toyed with the idea of calling this show by that name. But who would want to watch that? And for those of you who are living under a rock and never leave your house, I mean, who isn't these days? The Drexel shaft is what students say in reference to any time Drexel is, well, Drexel. Whether it's in regards to the quality of food at dining halls, the lack of adequate green space on campus, or the whining bagpipes that you can just never seem to get away from, the Drexel shaft is to blame. Unfortunately, the reason the student decided to sue Drexel is not because of any of that. Maybe next time. On April 8th, the student filed a class action lawsuit on behalf of more than 13,000 undergraduate students at the university. This is in regard to one of the hottest topics besides coronavirus, tuition refund. Specifically for reimbursement of fees going towards school services that we no longer have access to since we're operating virtually due to COVID-19. The lawsuit also details that remote learning does not meet the criteria that Drexel University claimed it would provide its students. Let's be honest though, did any of y'all attend a prospective student day? No promise made that day held true to my Drexel experience. Sure, Myers Hall has great community, but that's only because residents there have gotten real close sharing the one bathroom in the building that works. And yes, technically there are vegetarian and vegan options at the dining halls, but are they any good? No. And Joe, my student ambassador tour guide, promised he'd always be there for me when I needed him. But he stopped answering my emails years ago. Joe, if you're watching this, please call me. Since Drexel is a private institution, it is not necessary that they post our tuition breakdown publicly. But it is true that activities and athletic charges are often added automatically to college tuition in the form of mandatory fees. Think of all the free services that we have access to on campus, like the DAC and the counseling center. Even though these services are doing their absolute best to operate online, the lawsuit claims that it is unjust for students to still be charged the same for them. It also argues that the quality of pass-fail online classes is not the equivalent of the instruction students would be receiving in person. And in my opinion, anyone would be crazy to argue that we are getting the same value of education online. Westphal students, my heart goes out to you especially. According to Fox 29, if held responsible, Drexel stands to owe above $5 million. And that's before interest and legal costs. And get this, tuition for online-only colleges usually runs around $15,000 per year. By comparison, Drexel's runs close to $55,000. Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. I shouldn't have reminded you of that. It's okay, let's take a deep breath. We're all going to be in debt for the rest of our lives together. But there is hope. The CARES Act that was approved by Congress in late March allocated $14 billion to universities, 50% of which they mandated must go directly to students in the form of emergency financial aid grants. I mean, thank God, right? I've been waiting for my $1,200 stimulus check forever now, but my dad filed me as a dependent, so that's awkward. Drexel got a little over $13 million, which means that about $6.5 million must be allocated to students like you. Universities have a year to distribute these emergency funds, which makes sense considering we have no clue when any of this will be over. So if you believe you are entitled to an emergency grant, please make sure you are documenting all of your COVID-related expenses. Whether it's in regards to travel, medication, or housing, it is important that you are able to provide receipts to the financial aid office so you can get the money you need. Otherwise, here's to hoping that lawsuit checks out. A special thanks to Emma Clancy for recommending this topic. If you have any ideas you want us to feature on our show, leave a comment below or DM us. And to stay up to date with all of our content, make sure you are following our Instagram page at inside_ambition and that you're subscribed to Drexel Television's YouTube channel. Thanks for watching. Stay safe and we'll see you soon.